What would happen if we ran out of electrodes? Would it be possible to use tie wire for welding? Many of you asked me if it's possible to weld with tie wire, so in this video we're going to see if it's possible. Well, first I'm going to clarify something. This wire, which is for tying or for construction, is not designed for welding. The electrode has its coating that covers everything, which is its flux. This protects the weld from oxygen and stabilizes the electric arc, improving the quality of the weld joint. This tying or construction wire doesn't have any coating, but in this video, we're going to try to see if it can be welded or what can be done. This tying wire is normally used in construction to tie rebar. It's a soft steel material and is very easy to handle. So will this wire be able to achieve a weld? The first thing I did was cut a piece of wire about 18 centimeters long. The idea is for it to be a short piece so it doesn't melt or bend before its time. I want to clarify that it's very important to use regular wire and not galvanized wire because galvanized wire releases fumes that are toxic and can be harmful to your health. As I said before, tie wire doesn't have any flux, which means the arc will be unstable and the weld will be exposed to air contamination. Also, joints made with this kind of improvisation will be weaker and less durable. Once the wire is cut, I place it in the welding clamp. For this test, I'm going to try to weld these small pieces of 1.6mm thick profiles since the wire is thin. I'm going to set the machine to about 50 amps because if I set it to much higher amps, it could melt completely. With 50 amps, I can't even make a welding spot, so I'm going to raise it to 70 amps. As you saw, the arc is unstable, as expected. Without flux, it's very hard to make a welding stitch because it sticks a lot and produces a lot of sparks and smoke. But little by little, by moving quickly, you can manage to deposit a bit of material on the joint. As you can see, once the wire heats up, it sticks and turns red hot. Now I'm going to cut another wire and try again. As you saw, the result isn't that good. There's a lot of porosity and uneven joints. However, the piece did join, but it doesn't seem to be a strong weld. With a wire, it heats up too quickly and you can barely weld anything. I'm going to do another test, but this time I'm going to join 3 wires together and twist them to make a kind of electrode. I already have the 3 wires put together, and since there are 3 wires now, it's thicker. So I'm going to need a little more amperage. I'm going to try with 110 amps. And I still can't make a weld bead, so I'm going to go up to 120 amps. Now yes, with 120 amps, I'm trying to weld. As you can see, I'm scraping so the wire doesn't stick, and this way I'm managing to deposit the wire material onto the joint. In this case, I was able to weld a bit more, but still, the arc is not constant at all. The weld tends to want to stick and it barely welds anything. A weld with this wire. It's possible, but there will be a lot of porosity and lack of penetration, and the joint is fragile, so this method is not recommended. As you can see, even though it was hard to weld, the pieces were welded and they don't come apart. Well, as you saw, it did weld, and as you saw, the weld is very weak and clearly not strong. This weld can be used in an emergency, but I wouldn't recommend it for welding. But if you're in the middle of nowhere and you only have the wire, you can weld, but it's not something that's going to hold. As an experiment, if you want to do it, you can, but don't do it with galvanized wire. And if you like this experiment or want me to try out a technique, let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to follow me, it would help me a lot.